Hello, this is just a short little informational video about starting vibrato on the violin or the viola, and kind of just some overall tips. It's best to do just a little bit daily as opposed to like a 30-minute cram session one day a week, to spend a really long time getting each step perfect and down well before you move on to the next one, so you don't accidentally get any bad habits. Throughout all of the steps, it's really super important that you keep your wrist loose. You don't want to tighten up these muscles in your wrist because that will cause problems down the road. You want to make sure that your wrist is nice and loose. Okay. So that being said, our first thing that you're going to do is simply to wave at yourself with your left hand. Okay. I had one student one time who waved at herself and she said, "Hello, beautiful." So feel free to do that if you would like. Okay, but you're just moving your wrist in this motion, and it should feel loose. Okay, you don't want it to be, I tighten mine up. You don't want it to be tight at all, just very loose. Okay, that's step number one. Okay, and I should also say that I do wrist vibrato. Some teachers and musicians do arm vibrato, which is different, but it's totally a great form of vibrato too. But this video is about wrist vibrato. Okay, so you're waving at yourself. Okay, so once you've done that for a few days, you feel like you've got that motion down, grab your instrument, and in playing position, you're just going to do that exact same motion. So you'll put your thumb on, okay, like this, but you're not going to grip, or you're not going to set it there. Okay, so you're just doing the motion like this. Okay, so still waving at yourself. Okay, still having a loose wrist. Okay. Okay, so again, I'm going through these quickly, but make sure that you are comfortable and solid with each step before moving on to the next one. Okay, so the next thing is, we're going to start with third finger, because third finger is the easiest to vibrato. You're going to take your third finger, and you're going to do the same thing, but you're just sliding your third finger lightly. Okay, so it's touching the string, sliding like that. Okay, I'll turn so you can see the other side too. So you're just sliding that third finger. Okay, again, the motion right here with your wrist is the wave. Okay, so if you find your wrist getting all weird, like your wrist kind of forgets what it's doing, you can always go back to this beginning. Okay, go back to that step. Okay. All right, so this next part is I think the trickiest part, because when you actually press your finger down on the string, so you're pressing with this finger, but you're still keeping this loose. So it's kind of like patting your head and rubbing your stomach at the same time. That's a little trickier. So I want to step away from the instrument for a minute, and we're going to do the same waving motion. But what's different is I want you to press your third and your thumb together. So like you're pressing the string down. Okay, but then you're also waving. Okay, so you're pressing here, waving here. Okay, it's kind of an intermediate step in here. Okay, so you're pressing here like you would press the string down, and then waving with your wrist. So wrist is loose, this is firm. Okay, so that's the next step. Okay, once you've mastered that, okay, and again, don't do all these on the same day. Okay, this is just a comprehensive video. Okay, take days or weeks to master one thing before you move on to the next. Okay, so the next thing is you're going to put down your third finger solid on your instrument. Okay, and you're going to rock back and forth. Okay, so still that waving motion. Okay, so you're the same motion. Let me turn so you can see the other side, and use a mirror. I should have said that earlier in the video too, but mirrors are super helpful to see what your hand and your wrist are doing. Okay, so make sure it's not going sideways. Make sure it's not doing this. Don't let it do this. Okay, don't do this. Okay, but it's that waving motion. You've just got your finger down now. Okay, all right. So then after that, the next thing you want to do, because you want your vibrato to be even, you don't want it to be erratic, fast, slow, fast, slow, fast, slow. So to build up the speed, I like to use a metronome. I'm starting at 54, a quarter note, or a movement equals 54. Okay, and you're just going to go back and forth, click, 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 click. Okay, And then as you get more comfortable, then just move it up in increments, move that metronome up in increments until you finally get your vibrato to full speed, I guess, okay? So I'll let you see my wrist there at the end. So at the end, your wrist, so if you put your thumb here, you shouldn't feel any tightness in the muscles in your wrist when you do that, okay? And then just repeat that process with 1, 2, and 4 also. All right, thank you.